What will we play next? Camera Anima. Let's see what it says. It says the artisan, one of Allwar's most infamous killers, is said to walk the cloudy streets looking for his next masterpiece. Pursue the artisan, save your sister, and uncover the path. But remember what the stories say. Meet his face and never wake again. It's just got a coming soon. Developer is from Espresso Mutt. So it's a wee visual. Moose! What you doing, stupid cat? Yeah, you. Oh, furball. Yeah, we'll give that a try. Ooh. Let's give it a try. Let's give this a try. Oh my gosh. Cats. These are annoying me. Camera Anima. Right, so that's what we're going to play. Right, so back to the library and back in. This is what we're going to play. We're going to play this. And it's going to be cool. And we're going to enjoy it. And hopefully we're going to enjoy it. So yeah. Right. Preferences. Full screen, please. Thank you. That's the immediate. Right, full screen. Roll back. Skip unseen text or transitions. No. Text speed, we're going to slow it down just a touch. I'm going to bring the music volume down because that just seems just a bit too loud. Sound volume also getting dropped down just a little bit. Auto forward time is, we'll stick that as is as well. So that we'll stick with as is. This is a demo from an ongoing project. Assets for demo will differ from the final release. For demo purposes, the codecs will automatically unlock, but notifications will still play. 1, 2, the bell tolls late. 3, 4, don't forget face. 5, 6, don't stay late. Why have I got alerts paused? Hang on. Why are my alerts paused? Sorry. What's going on? There we go. Okay, cool. I still have it. It's exactly how Mum would have sang it. Though I suppose Mum would chastise me for remembering the song, but not doing what it says. Despite her mirth, Giselle self-consciously touched the blue mask tied around her neck, her face. I wonder if she would have accepted carrying your face with you instead of wearing it. Probably not, but no one's here going to argue otherwise. It's half an hour past curfew. Most shops and public spaces were closed, save core businesses and transit. Even on the Ayers Isle Chief Industrial Island, most of its factory workers are gone by now. Essie, where are you? Well, that was a noise. That's the cloud warning. All citizens of Aywer understood the horn's message. Heavy clouds were passing over the Sky Isles, and it's best to get inside. Not now. Essie's not here yet. Giselle could only watch as the sky changed and the air chilled. A thick blanket of cloud rolled over the streets, coating everything and everyone in it with cold droplets. Goodness, she'd have to be late on a cloudy night. How long has it been? I should check the time. Move your cursor to locate clues and explore. It's after 10. Essie said her bosses would want her to make up time, but it's been over an hour. Surely they aren't going to keep her overnight. It'll freeze before then. But even if they did, Essie wouldn't stand me up without sending a message. I'll have to keep myself busy until the cloud passes or Essie gets here. Then we can go somewhere warm, make spiced tea and talk the night away. Spiced tea sounds cool. Huh? Cleaner this late? Methinks not. Really, people ought to know better. The bin's only a few steps away. A cleaner should pick this up later, but there's no reason I can't make things a bit easier for it. Copperman Times. The artisan strikes again. Faceless woman found dead in White Temple Road. Kelly Durward, a faceless, was found dead on Eard Island shortly after curfew yesterday. Durward was found on one of the park benches in Eard General Park by the park's maintenance. The worker, who wishes to remain anonymous, stated that they were completing a second sweep of the park when they found Durward. Constables have not confirmed Durward as an artisan victim, but initial diagnosis matches previous victims. The body was found stylistically arranged with no signs of struggle. Cause of death appears to be body failure. Method or weapon remains unknown. If her death is confirmed as an artisan killing, it will be the 25th known victim. Okay. She was an immigrant. Okay. Right, this is today's paper. Her fingers reflexively touch her mask. It's little wonder I've been thinking about that song all day. The sensationalism around the newest artisan attack is making me paranoid. I must get that under control. It's making me act silly. I'll dispose of this later. Copperman Times newspaper added to inventory. During exploration mode, move the cursor to the top left of the screen to access the inventory. So up here. Right. Equip items by clicking on them in the inventory. Specific actions and scenes will only be available if the correct item is equipped. The cloud's growing thicker. My shirt is soaked through and I can barely see a hand. Maybe her bosses are making her work overnight. If they are, I doubt she would fight them on it. If I showed up and complained on her behalf, I'm sure she would throw a fit, but really this is unreasonable. What was that? That sounds awfully noisy. For a cleaner, I don't think they were capable of sounding like that. I'm being paranoid again. Even if it wasn't a cleaner, stray automatons are all over this island. I am cold. Ah. Puff pam pam. It was only once Giselle was streets away from the plaza that she looked back. Nothing. I'm running from shadows now. There's no reason to be afraid of an automaton, no matter how noisy it is. It sounded awfully big though. Awfully big. This isn't helping. Instead of throwing myself in a tizzy over shadows, I should worry over getting out of this island. Out of this cloud, even. I'm a little warmer now, but if I stay out too much longer, I'll likely get sick. I'm far away from the meeting spot now too. Now that I think of it, the factory's up the hill. If Essie's still there, maybe there's someone else around who can let me in. No one can begrudge a poor concerned frozen lady who wishes to check on her dearest sister, can they? Well. Marley and Marley. I wonder if that's got anything to do with other... Excuse me, my throat is like getting dry with all these games, all this talking. Okay, right, so. Thankfully the cloud hasn't reached here yet. Let's look at that. Sibylla, patron of crafters. We have a statue of her in the hat shop too. We take much better care of her though. Her staff looks as if it's ready to come off. Well, that could be useful further down the line. A bell. This has to be connected to a call system. As Giselle pulls the bell, the strap that held the clapper loosens. Oh no! She watches the clapper slips past her fingers and fell into the grating below. Great. Thank goodness the clapper didn't fall all the way. Ow. Fingers aren't long enough. I'll more likely knock the clapper into the pipe. Clapper's a hair out of reach. If only I had something to fish it out. Sibylla's pole has that hook in it. It's pretty long. Something like this would probably work long enough to reach down the grate. No. What am I thinking? I'll curse myself. I might lose the ability to make hats. I might get arrested. Essie would never let me live it down if she found out. I can't stay out here. If Essie were here, she would have already pulled the pole off and said, worry about apologising later. Please show me leniency. Got it. Statue pole added to inventory. Right, okay. The pole should be long enough to reach the clapper. Theory? Got it. Clapper added to inventory. So can no, doesn't want to do that. Maybe I can bang the bell. Nope, that won't come up. Kill system. Nice and snug. The bell's probably in better condition than when I touched it. Touching bells. All that's left is to ring the bell and wait. There it goes. How can they ignore all the noise? Please don't tell me someone decided that they can't be bothered to answer the door. Or perhaps they don't even bother to maintain the call system. Giselle blew into her hands, frustration replaced by a need to conserve heat. Hang it all, my voice is starting to dry too. It was starting to dry. No. The automaton followed her. That's ridiculous, it was only supposed to be paranoia and the automaton's heading this way. I need to get inside. Answer the door! Answer the door! Maybe they can fall into the grating. Maybe the automaton can fall into the grating like the story about the man who fell through. No, I can't waste time thinking about ridiculous things. Don't tell me I've cursed myself. Sign. Don't think the sign's going to do anything. Some of the lettering looks worn and loose. Perhaps it would damage if it fell on someone, but they're too high to push at. You've got a Without turning around, Giselle knew the automaton was there. It was much bigger than a cleaner. She thought so with how loud its movements were. However, even through the thick cloud, she now realised it stood well over her. Her back pressed flush against the door, trembling fingers locked around the mask on her neck. Unwillingly, the last part of the song came back to her. There was a line she had omitted earlier. She never liked including it because it wasn't something she could laugh about. 9-10, never wake again. Ew. Scrap. What happened? There was a rhythmic thudding in her head, which only slightly lessened as Essie opened her eyes. Oh yeah. This is the factory workshop. Wait, why is that even a question? I basically grew up here. What am I even doing here? I left ages ago. I shouldn't be here. I need to get out before... Oh. What's wrong with my head? Everything's foggy. I should know this place, but I can't concentrate right. It's like my head's running short a gear or two, and the headache's not helping. It doesn't matter. I might not remember why I need to go, but I know that there's somewhere else I have to be at. Better get going. What's that? I'm here to work. I need to get out of here. I'm fine. I'm not looking at any men around. Let's get your mask. That's my face. I'd recognise Mum's work anywhere. What are you doing there? Can we not take it? Okay. Voice pipes, were supposed to just use them to shout messages at each other, but they're pretty handy for moving small items around. Reach running up and down the stairs for a tool or paper. Okay, what the? Someone's locked me in. The spare key should still be around. That made no sense. The spare key should still be around though. If I remember right, it should be around I can't remember. Guess I better start looking around. If I don't find it first, maybe if I look hard enough, something will remind me. Maybe here. Voice pipe's got to the upper levels, so maybe someone's still around who can unlock the door. Hello? What was that? Didn't sound like any of the factory's automatons or machines. Forget that thing, I'll find my own way out. My old phlogiston machine? It's the same shape as when I started, down to the dents and loose knob, but it still shuts off on its own too. Kids never get first pick of the good equipment. The bosses said it was a seniority thing. We have to reward workers who show true dedication to Marley and Marley, instead of running off once they got them a job elsewhere, or they got a workers' college certificate and realised they could do better. Never liked working here, but it's not like I had a choice. We needed money and Mum wasn't around. Bosses used to say I would be grateful that the factory's never short on work. They weren't wrong there. This place kept me busy right up until... Wait a tick, how many years has it been since I worked here? My head feels a little clearer. Again. I'm not drawing that thing's attention again. Can't leave the face there. She lifts the fat mask off the hook and placed it in its usual spot, tied it around her neck and rested on her back. Mum always insisted we keep those with us wherever we went out, said we had to. She'd say it was because we're blue rank, or because the smuggle hurt her eyes, or because it'd be a waste not to wear something she crafted just for us. The reason that worked best was, you need your masks on, because if you don't, the artisan's going to get you. My head feels a little clearer. Blue mask added to inventory. Anything else in there? Bunch of cubbies, nothing left in mine except for dust. The door's too strong, I'm not getting through it without a key. So where's the flipping key? Oh, there we go. See, maybe the key's in here. There's something shoved in at the back, metallic too, almost got it. Essie pulled out a thin, elegantly shaped piece of metal that jabbed her heart. A wire flower. I think it's... Nope, has to be one I made. Why is it here? It's supposed to be for her. I can't deal with this, not right now, and not like this. But I'm kind of happy to see it still in one place. She gently tucked the wire flower back into the drawer. My head feels a little clearer. That's it. Things are still foggy, but my head's clearing up enough. I know where the key is. No wonder I wanted to forget. The reminder was a stupid joke. If you're ever feeling lost, remember to go hit the books. If I'm remembering it right, the key should be in this one. Essie flipped through the pages of the book until she reached the back pages. Hidden behind a sticky page was a compartment. Got it. Spare key added. There we go. Time to get out of here. What? Door's stuck on something? Someone jammed something into the bottom gap. So, let me... Looks like something's tried pushing paper through here, and when they couldn't get it through, they kept shoving until it got stuck. We need to yank it out the rest of the way. Got it. What's this anyway? It better not be a flyer. It's a newspaper. No way. Lord Constable defends end of active investigation into the artisan cases. Yesterday, Lord Constable Doyle officially announced that the Isles Constabulary would cease active investigation into the artisan murders. The case is not closed. We understand there are many questions regarding the artisan, Doyle stated. However, it has been 5 years since the last confirmed artisan case, and we have reasonable evidence to suspect it may remain the last. Until new evidence comes forward, we will deprioritise it until the customary case renewal date. The Lord Constable was unable to explain what reasonable evidence existed to prove his claim at this time, though there have been some debate about the artisan's victims. The last known incident occurred when Kelly Jeward was found in Aird Garden Park. See pages 8 to 9 for our review of the case and this heated decision. The case is not... Right, okay. I've just read all that. This has to be a mistake. It can't have been 5 years. Essie read what the paper stated with the details of the last known arts in case. One sentence struck her. Right. This isn't right. The last thing that happened was... I was close to remembering things and it gone. My head's clearer, but the fogginess isn't gone. At least the door's open. Better keep going. Huh. Scrap is cold, dark too. It must be past 10 bells. I can barely see anything. Although she could make it out the streetways in front of her, the way she had come was a wall of clouds. Creepy. I don't even see the door anymore. Okay, I had to go forward anyway. Question is, which way is forward? The lit path, please. The light feels nice, making it feel like a normal walk home instead of a freezing headache one. What's this? Illuminated by the lamppost light pinned by the wall was another newspaper clipping. I know this one. Her attention was drawn to the final paragraph. The Artisan murders began over 40 years ago after Mary Chapman, a faceless prostitute, was found dead and posed by the docks. Right, it all began with Mary. They found her like she was watching the stars or the airships coming in. The Artisan's later victims got more elaborate displays. I hope she rests with the sea now. Let's get going. The plaza's empty, no surprise. If it were a few hours earlier, the trolleys would be zipping back and forth. No one's going to stick around this late though, especially with all this cloud. However, Essie found herself glancing around the plaza until she saw the clock. A wave of discomfort hit her. I feel like I'm late. Really, really late. But I'm getting closer to where I need to be. I can feel it. I just have to keep looking for a way forward. What's this? Wake up. That's clearly what it says. Look. Pu iko. So wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. You've already been here. You've been here. He's still here. Wake up. It's garbled. Someone was probably playing at being cryptic messenger or playing with a new set of inks. Either way, no useful info. Oh, this way. This goes back to the factory district. Maybe this way. Oh, yeah. Let's see what's down here. Let's see if this brings any kind of memory. Something feels off. I feel like I've walked this blasted street more than once, but that can't be right. I've been walking a straight line this entire time. Got to keep moving forward. As long as I stay on the path, it has to go somewhere. There's a light. Back in Aird Plaza. There's got to be a way out of here. Let's go this way. Take another look around. What's this? Artisan Awareness Fund receives generous donation. The Artisan Awareness Fund, a civilian-managed reward programme, recently received a considerable donation from the Brightmoors. The Brightmoors are red-faced, well-known in philanthropic circles, dedicate this donation to their daughter, Andrea Brightmore. Decades ago, during the second cold investigation period of the Artisan murders, families who had lost loved ones in the Artisan banded together to create a fund in their name. Originally, the fund had been used to incentivise tips and evidence, but it had been expanded to help support those left behind and unable to care for themselves. However, it is said whoever brings the Artisan to justice will receive the fund's entirety. Last I heard, the organisers were still paying out for useful tips, but they promised the whole fund to whoever can bring the Artisan to justice. Andrea would have called leaving all that unused money a waste. Rail tracks, these connect Earth to other main islands. No trolleys coming tonight though. No, we're going to go this way. Cloud looks really thick down here, but as long as I stick to the street, I'll be fine. There's another newspaper clipping near the lamppost. Who is the artisan? We know what the artisan does, but who is he? Through scouring years of rumours and reports, we've cobbled together a rough profile of what is considered the popular image of one of Ewer's most infamous killers. A tall, strong man capable of carrying fully grown adults. A well-dressed figure, a gentleman perhaps. His cloak appears finely made, though I can talk honest. Although later reports say it's ragged or has grown ragged, depending on the story. Someone armed with unknown machinery. Some witnesses have claimed to have heard mechanical sounds in areas the artisan has been. Stupid papes, easy for them to play up his image by calling him a gentleman. He's nothing but a blasted... I'm getting real tired of this blasted headache. Pain's still there, but not as strong. I can almost ignore it, except whenever I try thinking too far past the gaps in my memory. I'm so close, I can almost think about what's supposed to be there. It feels like the closer I get to where I need to go, the clearer things get. I just have to hang in there a little longer. Though Essie could not see where she's going through the cloud, her steps continued without pause. Each step pushed back against fogginess over her mind. I've been this way before. There's a bump that's easy to trip over, there's that dented sign, and there's the gap that cobbles to look out for. If I keep going, I should eventually see a... Essie stopped. A distant shadow appeared ahead of her. Looks like a person. Who else could be wandering around this late? Most factories are closed by now. I'd bet on nothing good, but they'd probably say the same about me. They're just standing there. Something feels off, but I can't stay here all night. Either I go past them and hope they don't pay attention to me, or I wait until they leave. Sometimes you have to make a significant choice, excuse me. I thought I was going to sneeze. Some will precede the story, while others may have fatal consequences. I'm going to pass them. Screw it, let's get out of here. The shadow remained unmoving, but Essie couldn't ignore the prickle of sweat on her neck as she caught a glimpse of the shadow in the corner of her eye. They're looking a lot bigger than they did before. Better speed up. However, as Essie's steps quickened, a heavy crackling step follows her. Have I just got her killed? That sound, I know what that is. Can't let that thing catch me. Essie ran, her boots clapped up against the cobbles while long heavy thumps swallowed the distance between them. Move, move, move. Ah! Her boot caught in a stone and she crashed into the road. I forgot about the gaps in the cobble. She struggled back to her feet and into a run, but the shadowed figure was on her. I died. She saw a bright light and then nothing. Well, I don't think I was supposed to die there. That's not what happened, was it? Wait for them to leave. Get it? I don't know who they are or what they're doing, but walking up to someone shady in the middle of the night is a fast way to end up in a headline. I don't think they've actually seen me yet either. Better stay quiet and wait for them to go by. Quick drink again. Am I just destined to die at any point anyway? The figure approaches quickly. The gown vibrates under their weight. It's a long hissing, clanking step. You know what it is? Essie trembled every part of her scream. She had to run. She couldn't let that thing catch her. Instead, she locked her hand over her mouth. Don't move. Don't move, calm down. He hasn't noticed me yet. As long as it stays that way, I can avoid him. Don't move, wait for him to pass. Oh, fucking hell, quick time events! Timed events last for the number of turns indicated by the timer. Sometimes waiting can reveal new events or information as time passes. However, other times it will be important to act quickly within the limited time. Approach either option appropriately. He's close. Keep walking, come on. It's gone. Okay, calm down. Just keep moving forward. Yeah, follow him. He's coming back. He's coming right this way. Have to run for it. Knew it. He's following me. No. Right. Though pursued and blinded, familiarity and purpose guides her. She ran until the cobble path disappeared and the clouds surrounded her parted. When she saw what had waited her, she knew she was finally where she needed to be. It was an old building overgrown with grass and signs of wear. Broken tiles marred the steps. The shutters had cracks and overgrowth spread everywhere. The building had been forgotten for decades, save for a few. And as Essie remembered these things, she knew there was nowhere more terrifying. That's right. I was here 5 years ago. How could I forget this place? I hate it because it won't leave my head. As that memory snapped into place, the last of the fogginess over her mind lifted. She felt the air grow hot and a pressure wrap around her throat. I only came here for a reason. If it wasn't worth risking my life, I wouldn't have come. And now that my head's clear, I can say one thing. This isn't how it went. She shouted at the walls of clouds where the tall, cloaked shadow continued their approach. Essie's breath hitched as the pressure around her neck increased. What should I do? Things aren't happening as they did before, but I can't just stand here and do nothing. She looked to the edge of the island. If I jump, he won't get me. Scrap that, dying from falling's worse. She looked at the shadow. I could hit him with everything I've got. But going down's fighting is all I do. I don't have anything on me that can do enough damage. She looked past the cloud where a glint of metal and glass shone. It sparked another memory. That's right, Mum. You used to sing that one song to us, right? Don't forget your face. Essie pulled the mask, her face off her neck. She looked into her pursuer's face, and then she woke up. Miss, what are you doing? Have you managed to... 2 seconds. My cat's an idiot. Right, sorry about that. It was cold. I need a hoodie. I needed a something on, so grab my dressing gown. 2 seconds. I'm not in that. I'll fix that in a minute. I'll fix that later. Right, so, Essie jolted up and smacked her elbow into the bench. Ow. Despite the sting, she felt relief. There was no abandoned building, no cloud cover. There was only a lantern-lit street, a bench, and a newspaper. She glared at the headline. Lord Constable defends closing of Artisan cases. Essie pushed the paper aside. There's nothing here I don't already know. No wonder the papers are sceptic about the constable saying it's over. It's so cold. I apologise for the constant footering with the dressing gown. No wonder the papers are sceptic about the constable saying it's over. If I didn't know better, I would too. The Artisan's gone quiet for years before, and just when you'd hope he'd got quit or got what he deserved, more bodies would turn up. I don't know what evidence they got to assume the Artisan might be gone. Perhaps just natter to keep the papers from holding their feet over the steamers. Because the only person who'd know exactly what happened the last time the Artisan took someone, the actual last time, is me. It was 5 years ago. The paper have that much right. I was still working at Marley and Marley. And Giselle, before everything happened, she just wanted to have a decent lunch with me. Don't forget we need to wear our faces before we head inside. This memory will continue. Okay. So that was interesting. That was definitely a wee interesting one. I think that's one that I could probably see myself playing at some point. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that one. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Why is that ended up there? But things have moved a bit and it's weird. Wait a minute. You go there. Sorry. It's like my scenes have all moved a bit on the order. That's weird. Right, so back in the store page for that. And you know what? We'll just add it to the wish list because I want to keep an eye on that. It's still just a coming soon, so it could still be a year or two out. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right. Next. What time are we at? 20 past 12. We've gone through 1, 2, 3 demos so far. Let's go. We've got a horror game. Go for something completely different. We've got Star Racer. Soar through concrete and Cosmo in Star Racer. A retro-infused combat racer. Drift through hazardous pavement, defy gravity, and glide through the stars and crush the competition by any means necessary. Let's give this a bash.